Debbie, and welcome to Business Around Town. Today, we'll be looking at effective ways to increase the profitability of your business. We look at effective ways that you can increase the profitability of your business. I know that many people will not be so enthusiastic about making their business profitable because of the challenging times that we are in. Many business are struggling to even remain in business. Talk less of profitability, increasing sales. I'm laughing because if I saw a video of people trekking, they look like they just closed from a big church, but there was no church there. They were really trekking home. People are cutting costs because the cost of transportation has increased. The drivers just increased it immediately. They heard that that's gone to 617 or 6. I think they are selling 700 naira in one state. In some states in Nigeria, 700 naira per liter. So we are really, and there's a news this morning that NLC was saying that NLC or some other groups are saying that SMEs are going to die. They will die. Not that they will faint. They will die. So discussing profitability at this time, I'm really curious about this topic. So to discuss this topic, I have my guest in the studio. He's a regular. He's a business coach. And let me give you a brief introduction about my guest. He is John Paul Iwoha. He is a business activator who works with entrepreneurs to fix difficult problems at the startup and growth stages of their business. For more than a decade, John Paul has helped dozens of entrepreneurs start new businesses, raise funds, grow sales, optimize the business models, and solve human capital and growth problems. His clients are active in industries that range from agribusiness and tech to retail, healthcare, manufacturing, energy, financial services, and other sectors. John Paul is alumnus of PwC and qualified as a chartered certified accountant with ACCA. He is a frequent speaker, trainer, and judge who works with business networks, entrepreneurs, focused organizations. He'll be featured on different international and local media platforms like the CNN, the TRT, Word, and other major platforms. In 2018, he was recognized by LinkedIn as a top voice on startup and entrepreneurship. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I think your CV matches very well with this topic.
Yeah?
Yes.
Looking forward to doing it justice.
So let's talk the effective ways to increase profitability. You can still make money. I'm telling you. So let's get to it.
So I don't want to fall into the temptation of just going and say, these are the 6 ways to increase profit, because people will lose the context. So let me bring it down, make it very practical, particularly given the situation, the economic situation we're looking at right now. You said something about people tracking the cost of fuel and things like that.
Yeah.
Before I even go into specific strategies, let's build a foundation. If you are going to improve profits in your business, there are 3 important questions you need to answer. What do you sell? Who do you sell to? And how competitive is your market? Without addressing these 3 questions, it doesn't matter what strategies I share, whether increase your price, cut your cost, whatever, it will not work until these 3 key questions are addressed. The first question, which is what you sell, is a very interesting place to start. Now, businesses are suffering. That's the assumption generally. But what I want to tell you is that there are businesses that are actually thriving in this economy.
Like pure water business.
No way, I'll help you. I'll help you make sense of it. After this conversation, people who are listening will be seeing them around, right?
Okay.
Now, there are 3 broad categories of business. And now this is more or less in a down economy. And where this categorization comes from is based on what is happening in the pockets of consumers. Consumers are feeling the pinch. So right now, the spending usually goes in 3 directions. People will spend on their essential needs, then they will spend on their emotional needs, then they will spend on their discretionary needs. Your ability to understand these 3 things I've talked about will help you make sense of what is going on. Your essential needs are the things you need to function. No matter how bad the economy is, no matter how expensive fuel is, people will still eat. What they eat might be an issue, but they will eat, they will drink water. There are people who cannot survive without taking their drugs. They must still take those drugs. People will still need transportation. People will still need credit and more or less communication. So these are essential needs that no matter what happens, people have to take care, people have to address them. Now, you may notice people walking on the streets, but one thing you will not see is the damn buses packed and saying that they don't have customers, they don't have passengers. It is never going to happen. Why? How come there are people who are trekking and still the damn are full? What you are seeing is that some people are parking their cars and they are now taking buses. So additional demand has entered that segment, even though some people can no longer afford bus fare. For the person who used to drive and is no longer driving because fuel is expensive, taking a bus is a bargain, is a cost-cutting approach for the person.
Yes.
So it makes sense for that person. So you will never see in this economy downfall buses parked and saying, we don't have business. Ubers and Bolts may, but downfalls will not. And that's because when you come down to essential needs, I must go to work. Without going to work, I will not get a salary. If I must go to work, the question then becomes, right now, what is the most affordable way to get to work? My car is out of the way because fuel is expensive, so I'll take a downfall. For people who used to take a downfall that is now more expensive, what would they do? They will trek. If trekking is not available, they will crawl. Why? They must get to work. Without work, they don't earn an income. So if you understand essential needs and you see it as it is compulsory, people must spend on these things. It's not an option. You will never see filling stations complain. The people who are selling food right now, all they are doing is transferring the cost to consumers. But the markets are still open. People will still buy vegetable and all the things that they eat. But they'll be looking for ways to cut down the cost. But essentially, what is going to happen is that they will still spend on these things. So that's the first thing, essential needs. The second are emotional needs. Emotional needs are key to how we see ourselves, our self-image. So after you've taken care of your food, your medicine, your transport and all that, even in this economy, like today is Thursday and Friday, tomorrow, you will still notice that a lot of hangout spots are going to be full tomorrow. Yeah. Clubs will still be full tomorrow. It will be interesting to see what the revenues for alcohol sales will be in this economy. You might be surprised. They may actually go up or not slump. So why is it that people complain about fuel? People complain about hard economy, but then alcohol sales are going up. Beauty products particularly. If you are a man, what option do you have if you're not going to have a haircut? And now we're in the beard gang era. Any man who keeps beards is very emotional about the beards. Women are emotional about how they look, their beauty. So you still notice that extensions, whether it's human hair or whatever, you know, people will still buy those things. But to say that a person will not buy their body cream or is out of the question, they might find a cheaper option, but they will still buy those things. So emotional needs anchor to how we see ourselves. People will not skimp with their relationships, particularly with their children. People are very emotional about their children. They're emotional about their relationships. They're emotional about how people see them. So now you're in an era of making no be saying and me suffer pass. So you see people trying to keep up with the Joneses. So anything that affects, you know, sentiment, emotions, self-image will sell, will continue to sell because people want to keep up a confident and beautiful front. That's exactly what is happening. So I've talked about essential needs, emotional needs. The segment that is really suffering the most now is discretionary needs. If consumers feel that that product or that service is not absolutely necessary, that they can wait for it, they will ignore that segment. So if you're into anything, particularly around services, you say you're a consultant now, you're doing training, all those things are suffering now because businesses are cutting down on those costs. Consumers are cutting down on those costs. So I'm going to talk about some ways you can, based on, depending on where you fall in, right? How you can reposition yourself to take advantage of what is going on. So this is all about what you sell. Remember, I said there are 3 questions. What do you sell? Who do you sell to? How competitive is your market? The second question, who do you sell to? Now, if you don't know the answer to this question, you are likely going to just be reacting to what is happening around you. One thing that we're noticing now is that people are either ignoring or postponing new purchases. In this economy, people are focusing more on maintaining what they have and repairing what they have rather than buying new stuff. So you will notice, for example, if you sell cars, your sales are suffering. Is bound to suffer, because what people are doing now is they are repairing the cars that they have and refurbishing it rather than buying new cars. In fact, I was speaking to a friend the other day. He said he wanted to buy a car for his wife, and the plan was to sell the existing car, which is a Toyota Corolla, is in demand, a good price, 2.5 3M. Yeah. That's what about 4 people wanted to buy the car. But the car he wanted to buy to replace the car, he said that his initial budget was like 5M, but they're telling him 9-10 million. So what is he going to do? He said he's not buying any car. That what he's going to do is that existing car, he will change the wheels to alloy wheels, do some changes, and make it more appealing to his wife, and then ignore buying the car. This is just one example. Scale it across thousands of people that are making this kind of decisions across Nigeria. Postponing buying that new cloth, postponing buying that house, postponing buying that car, postponing buying that phone, because they want to maintain and repair what they currently have. What this means is that if you are into sales, particularly of brand new stuff, by looking at who you sell to, you would determine by now that some of your customers are not trying to buy new stuff because they want to maintain what they currently have. Another thing too is around price sensitivity. There are some customers in this economy that are really not crying. That's the truth. They might be small, 1%, 0.5%, but no matter how much fuel is, they will still buy those things that they buy. Those people who are in the luxury segment, it's not as if they are particularly rich people. But bottom line is that the cost of living has not come to a point that is pinching them. One example will be people who are living in Nigeria but earn in foreign currency. Yes. You know, particularly for those people, they might not be particularly rich, but by the time you convert dollars into naira, you see that you have more money than the average person. And maybe they are these knowledge workers. They don't transport. They don't have to go from their house to VI or wherever. So their cost of living, particularly, not lower than, so they can afford some things that other people may be struggling with right now. So that's why it's important to answer the who do you sell to? Because if you do not know who you sell to, you will not know how to adapt so that you can still be relevant in their lives. The third question is, how competitive is your market? You might be selling an essential product. So, for example, you are selling spare parts or you are selling food products. And you said, but John Paul said that if you are selling something that is an essential need that people must buy. What is going on now is that the same number of people that are selling in that market are now selling to fewer buyers, because fewer people now want to buy because of buying power and all those issues. So why you are feeling like the market is bad is that you have fewer people coming to the market to want to buy, but all of you in that market are still looking for customers. So if you are in a very competitive market, you are going to struggle, even if what you sell is an essential, even if you sell water or food or fuel. If you are in a position where you are not as visible or the competition is swallowing you, you will still struggle. So these are the 3 important questions that need to be addressed before we can start even talking about sales strategies, how to improve your sales, how to, all those things. So these are 3 key questions. What do you sell? Who do you sell to? How competitive is your market?
Who do you sell to? What do you sell? How competitive is your market? Now, that will set a good foundation for the discussion today. Now, let's move to the topic, the effective ways to increase your profitability. What are the effective ways that I could...
Okay, so profit is one of the simplest calculations in business because it's just a simple minus calculation. Yeah. How much is coming in versus how much is going out. That's what to determine your profit. So throughout this conversation, we're going to be looking at those 2 sides of this calculation. How much is coming in, how much is going out. In terms of how much is coming in, you have a product and you have a price. And then how many times can you sell that product? Essentially, the volume. So right now, many businesses are constrained in terms of pricing. They cannot raise their prices. But the argument I will make is this. Do you know that even in this economy, many businesses are actually raising their prices? And your ability to raise your price depends on the 3 questions I asked initially. If what you are selling is an essential need, an essential product or service, you more or less have approval to raise your prices. An example is the fuel stations. That the price of fuel has risen is very simple. The filling station business has refused to accept that cost. So what do? They pass it on to the customer. So all of us are paying for the increased cost of fuel right now. And the fuel business is likely still maintaining their profits. In fact, they may even be making more profit now. Why? They sell an essential product that allows them to pass the cost down to the consumer. So in some other businesses like food businesses, or where if you sell essential items, you may be able to pass the cost from your suppliers to your customers. Some emotional related businesses too are trying to do that, but that would then mean that you go into the premium segment, particularly. The people that are struggling to cut prices are people who are in very competitive markets, or people who do discretionary, who have discretionary products or services. If you are doing training right now, or you're a consultant, and then you approach a customer and they tell you, things are very expensive right now. The cost of fuel, we don't have any budget for that. The next option you have is, let me give you a 50% discount. Let me give you a 40% discount. Those are the kinds of people that are cutting costs. Essential needs businesses are not cutting costs. The cost of medication has gone up. Yes. So if you are on any medication that you must take, the cost has gone up. Because why? You don't have any option. Is either you take it or not, or you risk your life. So you can't raise prices unless you know how important you are in the market. Essentially around, are you an essential need? Are you an emotional need? Are you a discretionary need? That's it for price. The second part of the sale equation is the volume. How can you leave your price steady or even reduce your price a little, but then increase volume? I've talked about bundles before on this program, where instead of selling independent products, you can now sell packages of products, depending on where your customers are. One example I used was, if in this economy, people are still having babies, you still have to buy baby food, diapers, and wipes and things like that. So instead of selling these products individually, can you sell like a new baby package?
Combo.
Yeah, you sell a combo. Where for the consumer, because everybody now has a calculator in their head, the consumer is looking at the combo and they know that if they buy these things independently, it will be more expensive. So because of the combo, you are able to sell more. Now, the power of a combo or a bundle is that it allows you to sell more products at a lower price, at a lower profit margin, but you will make your money on volume. Interestingly, that's how pure water businesses make their money. That's how, if you sell sand, any commodity particularly, they make their money on volume, not on price. So that's one way to look at it. Another way to do this is to have a clearance sale. So if you are looking for an excuse to get rid of stock that you are stuck with, you can do a clearance sale and call it something. We are now in a world where they just manufacture. Before, the only excuse you had to do sales was Christmas or Easter. Now they just create a new day, call it Black Friday, call it Yakata, call it anything, and then you're
to sell off.
To sell off. So that is one way you can create attention and then do some kind of clearance sale. There are also discounting opportunities, but particularly what catches my interest is the loyalty programs, where you are giving your existing customers an opportunity to do more business with you. And one way that is showing up now is in terms of subscription. If you sell something that somebody will want all the time and will buy all the time, why don't you offer them a subscription instead? So one interesting way we are seeing this is, if you use a car wash every month and you go there, let's say 2 or 3 times every week. If you calculate every month, you're spending, let's say you're spending 15,000 or 10,000 on car wash. What would you do if the car wash says, we now have like a members only offer where we charge 7,500 for a full month. You can bring your car anytime and wash it, but we cannot wash it more than 3 times a week, but you pay 7,500. Now, what that does is, in this economy, I know that if I pay per visit, I will pay more. I'll pay 10, 15K. But if I join as a subscriber, as a member, I pay 7,500. The first thing it does right off the bat is that you get advanced money. Because before you'd have gotten 1,500, 1,000, 1,000. Now you have lump sum.
Yeah, bulk money.
Bulk money that you can deal with.
Yes.
The people who are washing the cars, you already pay them a salary. So you can already tell in advance that whether you have the money or not. And there are other things you can bundle on top of this. You can bundle some sit outs. There are other things you can sell. You can bring in car accessories or anything. So this, what I've just explained now, is a way of increasing the volume that people do with your business and build loyalty. When somebody is a subscriber, it's unlikely that they will go somewhere else. So imagine that I'm a subscriber, but that's my car wash is in Lekki, and somehow I'm stuck on the mainland and I want to wash my car. Because of the subscription that I have, it's unlikely that I will go to a car wash here and pay 1,000 or 2,000. Instead, what I'll do is I'll run back home to my Lekki area where I have a subscription and do the business there. So you see, you are keeping your customers in an environment where people are struggling to find new customers. Like I always say, a customer you have in hand is worth 10 or 100 times more than a new customer. Particularly now where everybody is just hunting for a customer, you need to have an excuse where you can bring in these things. And in Nigeria, subscription is an opportunity that many businesses are not paying attention to. But it's an incredible way. Even the most successful companies in the world, Amazon.com, for example, Jeff Bezos, one of the richest people in the world. Amazon Prime, which around now is about $119 or so, you pay in advance for a full year. So by the beginning of the year, Amazon has about $10 billion advance money, cash, to do business. Meanwhile, people have not bought. And what is he giving them? You can do next day shipping. You have free subscription to Amazon Prime, Amazon Music. So he just puts in all these perks that will keep you loyal to using the business. So if you have a business where people are always patronizing you, and here I'm talking to dry cleaners, I'm talking to car washes, I'm talking to supermarkets, I'm talking to hair salons, any service or product that people use on a regular basis, the way to tie in your customers is give them an opportunity to do long-term business with you. If you notice a customer that is always coming to get a haircut once or twice every week, and every time he comes, he pays 1,000 naira. In your head, this guy is paying 4,000 naira to my business every month. And in this economy, you may lose that guy. So why don't you offer him 2,500 or 3,000 and say, this is, you can come in anytime and have your haircut, but not more than 2 times in a week. Your costs are already fixed. Your salaries are already fixed. So this way you get more people. And by building that loyalty, there are other things you can build on top of it. So this is one clear strategy that if you already have a business, nothing stops you from implementing it from today. You already know your regular customers, those regular ones. Yes. Tie them in with this kind of thing. It gives you lump sum in advance. It allows you to plan. And then it also gives you the opportunity to sell them additional stuff on top.
Okay, great. Now we'll go for a commercial. We need to go for a break now. When we return, the phone lines will be open for you to call in, send in messages, and contribute. Ask your question on the program. So we'll go now. We'll be back after this. Keep it here. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
We have been serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at BOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. BOP TV, show up, speak up.
This is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're listening to Business Around Town. We are discussing a very essential topic today. I hope you've been following and you're writing a lot down. What is the topic of discussion today? We're talking about effective ways to increase the profitability of your business. Effective ways. We've been able to discuss about two of them. We'll talk more on it and then the phone lines will be open. In fact, the phone lines are already open now. So you could call in or send a WhatsApp message to 0700 903 9039. That's for the WhatsApp. While for calls is 0700 903 903. So call in. If you have a challenge with your business, this is time for free consultation. Okay, now back to our discussion of the effective ways.
Yeah, so the last thing I talked about was in terms of improving the volume that you sell. But just to round up the sales part of this equation, remember I said profitability is about how much is coming in versus how much is going out. I've talked about ways you can increase volume. The last example I used was subscriptions. Another interesting opportunity is to introduce new products or services, right? So if you remember what I said at the beginning of this, who do you sell to? Many people right now are trying to cut costs. So they are trying to maintain or repair what they currently have. So if, for example, you're in the furniture business, you sell new furniture. What the economy is telling us now is that some people have furniture. They want to buy new furniture, but they cannot afford it.
Hello?
Can you introduce a service that repairs? Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah, you're on. Sorry, let's take the call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You from Ablado.
Okay, you see, welcome to the program. Go ahead. What's your question, contribution?
My question is,
Yes.
as somebody, like the economy is now, the situation of the country, somebody that wants to start a business, like spare parts, like machinery spare parts, electronics, and building material, which one is most essential? That's what I want to ask your guest.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Electronics, spare parts, building materials, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This one that is most essential now.
Okay.
I like that he used the word essential because that is the key to it. If you're going to start a new business in this climate, make sure that what you're selling is essential. Of all the three things that he mentioned, electronics, for example, or machine parts, I told you that one thing that is running the economy right now is that people are cutting costs. So they are maintaining and repairing what they have. I would rather go for repairs, refurbishing. If you have a value proposition of, if you have old equipment, old furniture or old whatever that is not working, what we actually do is that we refurbish it and it looks like new. If you tell anybody that's right now, the cost of that is much lower than going to buy new stuff, right? People are likely going to fall into that. So who you are selling to is very important. It's not just, I want to sell this, I want to sell that. It may be essential, but right now, electronics is not essential. People will consider food and medicine more important than buying electronics. So they will rather use what they currently have. So why don't you help them maintain and get the most value from what they currently have? I was giving the example of somebody that sells new furniture and is complaining that business is bad. That same business can open a service where if you have furniture, we can come and refurbish it. Change the foam inside, change the leather, upgrade it at a cost that is 30-40% of the cost of buying new furniture. People would fall for that, right? Because what it does is that it gives them the feeling of getting renewed furniture without investing in new furniture. And this can happen for all sorts of assets, houses, phones, cars, all of those things. So meet people where they are right now. It's not about what you want to sell. It's about what people can afford.
Okay, so now for the three things he mentioned, none of them are essential: building materials, spare parts, and electronics.
Building machine parts and electronics.
Yes.
Maybe, but not as products. He should look at it in terms of service, as in refurbishing. So right now, anybody that is selling second-hand electronics would sell better than selling brand new, because the cost difference is a lot.
Okay.
So the grade is people will repair what they have, maintain what they have. If they cannot continue, they will buy second hand before they can think of new. And now most people are within repair or second hand. So if he's going to play, it should be within that range.
Okay, not building materials at all.
Building materials, the problem with building materials is the third question I asked in the beginning. How competitive is your market? So that's the problem with building materials. If you are selling sand, there are limited options to differentiate sand. Will you sell imported sand, white sand, sweet sand? Sand, you see, it's difficult. It's difficult to sell it. Yeah. So the opportunity to differentiate is very, very low. That's why I will not ask him to go for building material. If you are selling cement, only the manufacturer can differentiate. But the cement you are selling is standardized weight, standardized size, all of that. So that's why I will keep away from building materials for now, because it is a cutthroat market because of the level of competition in it.
Okay, great. Yeah. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call in if you have questions concerning your business. Why for WhatsApp message 0700 903 903 9. Now let's take messages. We have 10 minutes before we wrap off this segment. This one says, good morning to you, sir. I appreciate all that you are doing for us. Now, my own business is I own a boutique in a good location and I make reasonable sales. But for a while now, the sales have not been so good. And even my old customers are telling me they will come, but they are not coming. I know the economy might be affecting my business. I don't know what to do right now. Should I still be hopeful? Should I change location? Should I keep posting on social media? Is there hope for me with this economy? I hear you say people go with what they need. Okay, but my business is not a thing of need. What do I do? I'm confused.
So this is a good question coming from somebody who clearly what has happened is that another segment has taken your money. The money that people used to spend on jeans and your fashion items is now going to food and transport and fuel. That's what happened to your business. It's not other fashion, it's not other boutiques that are causing the problem for you. What has just happened is that people have reallocated their spending to essential items. So it's now things like food, fuel, and all that. So they are now seeing fashion truly as discretionary. I will buy it when I have money. So for now, my jeans can still serve me. My clothes can serve me. So what these people are doing is they are maintaining what they currently have. They are repairing what they currently have. If they are going to buy, they will only buy when it is absolutely essential. So this guy, for example, will notice business improve a bit towards Christmas. Why? Christmas want to show everybody that, that we are okay. We are not suffering.
Yes.
But right now, there's nothing to show except there's a wedding or something. There's nothing to show. I will just go back and wear my normal stuff. I don't need to go to a boutique to buy something. So what is happening now is that people have cut back on that kind of spending because they see it as discretionary. The heavens will not fall if I don't buy new fashion items. But if I don't buy my drugs, if I don't buy food, if I can't go to work, the heavens will fall.
So she should change her market or change her business?
I think she should diversify. She should also look into something else that may be either related or not so related and meet people where they are right now, right? So I'm not sure the kind of boutique items she's selling, but I'm thinking if she's selling brand new fashion items, for example, like the one they call designers, like first rates, I think where people are, like, remember the trend, maintain and repair what you have. After that is what? Second hand. After second hand, brand new. So if she's in brand new, can she explore some, as they call it, okrika or whatever it is? Because the truth is that that's where people are right now. And then After that, people are just managing what they have.
Even your credit card is very expensive because they import these things and the price has gone up. Except you want to buy the used credit card.
But the thing is, when you come down to, if you look at it as clothing, people will not go naked. They will still wear clothes. But the thing with clothes is that it's not like toothpaste or milk. Clothes can last you a long time before it starts tearing and, stop. Particularly if you're talking about jeans or chinos and all these things, they will last you a long time. So what is going on is that people are stretching what they have, to make room to be able to buy other essential stuff.
So the key is to diversify.
He has to diversify. Business is going to be slow for quite some time until there's an emotional push for fashion, which will happen around December.
Maybe you should become a fashion consultant. How to match, maybe say classes, how to take care of what the old clothes that you have.
Okay, or if you have a solid Instagram following, you can start something around how to refurbish your old clothes to make them look new. That I have all these techniques, and the thing is, people that sell boutique, they have all these techniques that they have, that when they buy all these things, they have things that they do to them and make them. So you can go into the refurbishing space and say, if you have old clothes we can actually give it a new twist and then it looks new. This is an example. This is a visual marketing tactic. This is what I've done for a client. This was the cloth I got. Look at it now. Look at it before. Look at it now. So that can be a way. And you say, okay, if you send so bundle, this is how much it will cost. It takes about 1 week, and then we'll ship it back to you. It is something that people would jump on.
So think, diversify what people need.
Meet people where they are.
I think you've broken it. You broke it down where people are right now, repairing the old things they have, going for second hand before they go for new,
or brand new,
and now pursuing what they need, not what they want. Okay, more questions. 0700 903 903 903. We'll have 5 minutes before we wrap up this segment. Next one, please. Good morning to you, Mr. John Paul. Thank you for what you're doing. Now, my own issue here is that I'm into the sales of sachet water. I have a mini sachet water industry, and I want to expand it and go into the bottling of the water. I have NAFDAC number for my sachet water. Now, I'm trying to get for my bottled water. Please, I like to remain in business for a while. I just need your advice on how to stand that, because the market is quite competitive. People are still buying water, but it's very competitive. So I want you to give me 1 or 2 advice on how to continue in this business.
I'm very glad he asked this question, because many people assume wrongly that once it's water, people will buy. Just that water business, people will buy. People do not understand how bloody that market is. And one thing you need to find out is that people are sticklers when it comes to water they drink.
Yes.
If you notice, it's not easy to move from one brand of bottled water or sachet water to another. You say, I don't know whether it has taste. I don't know. So, but once you break that barrier, people are loyal. They will tell you, I only drink this bottled water. So his initial challenge now is to break that resistance, that inertia that people have in trying a new water product. And it's important that he breaks it, because once he breaks it, the loyalty sets in. The first place he has to start this is the middleman, the retailers, those ones who buy in dozens, in bulk, and then resell, and then the people in traffic who sell. You have to, those ones are not sticklers for the taste of the water or whether it has taste or whatever. They are just looking for profit. So make it worth it for them. Give them an incentive to carry your water and not the other brand's water. Because in this economy now, every business is looking for who will give them more return. So if you can create incentive for them to carry your water and not the other person's water, then when people want to buy water and they notice that they ask for their brand that they know and it's not available, they will try your own. If it is good, they continue. So right now, the goal, like I just said, your first assignment is go to those middlemen, the people that sell in traffic, the people all the kiosk owners, the supermarket owners that buy in bulk. Why should they buy from you and not the other person? It's very likely that they are buying from that other person because the incentives are more. They sell to them on credit. Remember, that's one thing. It must not necessarily be profit. Some of these businesses, they sell to them on credit. They don't collect money. That's a huge benefit if you're a business. It helps your working capital. The second is the margin. If the margin is better, I will carry your product. So if you can appeal to the middlemen and they carry your pure water or your bottled water, the rest will just take care of itself. There are some lazy businesses, particularly in the essential needs like food and water. Why are they lazy? People have gotten used to them. They don't need to do too much work. As the economy is crying, they are raising their prices. And it's difficult for people to move. Let me give you an example. I don't know what I would do if Seaway raises their price. I don't. What's the alternative? There's no, So sorry, I had to call it name, but bottom line is that's how some brands have become. They become so entrenched, so dug in that it becomes. Yeah.
People are loyal to them.
People are loyal. Yeah. Now for health reasons, they don't know what will happen if they try another brand. It's just fear. So if you can break that fear by making it, there's no other option. That brand you're looking for is not available because the supermarket only has this brand. You will not be forced to try that brand. And when you okay, this one is not bad. The next day you start buying it. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 2 minutes before we go. Should I take more questions?
Yeah, you can, please.
Because most of the questions takes to answer them. Good morning, Mary, and good morning to your guest. Thank you for this. I'm a married woman and I'm home for now. I'm not doing anything. As I had a business, but I had to close down because of my child. I have a baby at hand, about 3 months going to 4. Now I'm pressured to do things because of what is happening now. My husband is on my neck. I don't know what to do. I need to start something. Please tell your guests to help me think what I can do right now. My name is Ngozi.
Ngozi, congratulations on your baby, but unfortunately, this guest cannot tell you exactly what to do because it's a combination of what opportunities are available in the market and what can you do. So for some people, particularly, you can tell them this opportunity exists. Like anybody who is smart and has listened to what we've said today, you will focus your business on the essential needs and the emotional needs because no matter how bad the economy is, it's funny, people are crying about fuel, but you go on Instagram and the way human hair is selling and all those extensions, you now be wondering, are we in the same country? Yes, we are in the same country, but the needs are different. Some people would go hungry than not buy that hair because they cannot afford to be seen as suffering. They can't afford it. They will rather go hungry and look good. That's why emotional needs are very solid. This night and tomorrow night, the clubs will be full. Why? People cannot be at home and their friends will be asking for them. And okay, things are hard. Jide can no longer come out. Emeka can no longer come out.
Not me.
They will rather, even their family at home has not eaten, but they will show up at the club. If they are playing any match, any premiership match or whatever, there are some people who would they will rather go hungry than not watch it. So you now see that some cable providers, for example, people will pay their subscription, even though there's no food in the kitchen. They will still pay for their subscription, right? People will still bet. It's funny the way consumers behave, but if you can make sense of it, essential needs number 1, emotional needs number 2. Every other thing is discretionary. So if you are discretionary, find a way to fit into number 1 or number 2. And I'll close with this line. My line of consulting right now falls into discretionary because a business will tell you, what do we need consultant for? Right now we are struggling. So you don't sell consulting. You sell solutions. I can help you grow your business in the middle of a crisis. I can help you raise money. I can help you keep the staff that you have. You see what I'm talking about? I'm not mentioning consulting. I'm mentioning solutions. Yeah. So the moment I mention solutions, all of a sudden I move from discretionary into what? Essential. That's the way it works.
Thank you so much, John Paul. I wish we can continue this segment. Now, if you have questions, if I've not answered your question and you have more questions, go to YouTube, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Look for Business Around Town. You will see today's discussion. You can watch it again, then leave your comments there. John Paul will be passing by. He's going to answer your questions there. So go there right now, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM on YouTube. Search for Business Around Town. You'll see today's edition. Put your questions there. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program today. I appreciate you. So next week, we'll continue from where we stopped. So we'll still discuss the same topic because we did not exhaust it. So next week, God willing, next week, Thursday, we'll be here again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
For your time. Now, the program is not over yet. I'm bringing in Godwin Oyefeso to come talk to us about the export seminar coming on the 5th. There are some questions that were not answered. So I'll bring him on board right now. I'm connecting with him via the phone so that he could answer your question and as we prepare for the seminar. So don't go anywhere. I'm still here. As soon as I connect with him, we'll get talking. This is the voice of the people, 90.3 FM. You're listening to Business Around Town, 19 minutes past 10. And I'm trying to connect with Godwin, but I've not been able to connect. So what we'll do is I will answer the questions that I can answer that have to do with the export. And then if I can't connect with him, fine. But if I don't, tomorrow, same time, I'm going to connect with him to answer the ones that I couldn't, that I can't answer. Now, let me go through the questions that we have from yesterday. Okay, this one says, good morning to you. My name is Ekene, and I heard the export seminar. Please tell me more. When is it happening? And what is it that I can export? Okay, thank you for that. I think I can answer that question. The seminar is coming up on the 5th of August. That's next month. 5 of August next month is happening at the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, number 42, Murtala Mohammed International Airport Road. It's a very big hotel, and I think. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. I've been trying to connect with you. I just started talking. Well, welcome. Good to have you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Okay. I was already talking about the seminar. Let me just finish the thought. Okay. The seminar is coming up on the 5th of August next month at the Golden Tulip Essential Hotel, number 42, Murtala Mohammed Road. That's where it's happening, 9 a.m. That's when we'll start registering people, and then 10 a.m. we'll start. So it's happening on Saturday on the 5th of August. Now, the next part of the question is, what products can I export to the UK, since it's a seminar on how to export products to the UK? I think that's for you, Mr. Godwin.
Okay. Now, when you talk about export to the UK, there are quite a lot of products you can export to the UK. They include
the network isn't good. The network isn't good. Can you change?
Okay. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you now. I think it's better.
Now, okay. I think so. There are quite a lot of products you can export to the UK. Now, they include agricultural commodities, they include foodstuffs, and you also export polyminerals. Now, with items that categorized as food, as agriculture include cocoa, soya bean, cashew, gum arabic, cotton. Okay, you also can export shea butter, shea nuts. These are various things under agriculture that you can export. Then when you talk about foodstuffs, because in the UK, there are quite a lot of Nigerians going to the UK, who are already living in the UK. So sending any food items produced in that place will always have market for them. Okay? Now, the issue is that what are some of the commodities? They include melon, okay, both blended and whole. You can export cheese, potato chips. You can export Coca-Cola, Cola Nut, Wonderful Cola, Tiger Nut, and be exported to
the line isn't good today. The line is not good today.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. We can't. The line is breaking. Let me try and connect with you again.
Okay.
Okay. We have about 3 minutes before we go. Let me try and connect with Mr. Godwin. I hope I can. But if I can't, I think you already heard some of the things that he said that you can export. You can export all kinds of nuts, bitter cola, cola nuts, granuts, cashew nuts. All of that can be.
MTN number you have dialed is.
Okay, very good. Tomorrow we'll connect with Mr. Godwin, but let me just say the export seminar is on Saturday. On Saturday, the 5th of August, that's the day for the seminar. If you haven't registered, please register. I don't know if Mr. Godwin will be giving out the bonus today again. No, he gave out bonus to people that have already made payment. The people that have paid and were paid yesterday. So I don't know. I'll ask him if we'll give bonus. But if you haven't made payment, please make your payment. And if you have made payment, send me your proof of payment. Now, here is the number, 080-2249-3182. Now, this is the number. If you're coming for the seminar, if you want to register, this is the number to send your message to. Send a WhatsApp or a text message to this number, export I will attend. When I get your message, I will send you the account number, the venue, the date for the seminar so that you can come. So this is the number again. Let me give it out. 08022493182. The class is on exporting product to the UK. We're going to be talking about export in general, but specifically we'll be dealing on the UK. So you will learn about export, yes, and at the end of the day, you will know the products you can export to UK. You have to get customers, because the issue I've gotten from many people is, how do I get customers? That will be dealt with right there at the seminar. You have to get your business registered, limited liability company registered, and also how to get your export license and how to start immediately, how much you need to start. All of that information will be given to you at the seminar. So kindly send a message to 08022493182. 08022493182. We'll be expecting your message. Do it as soon as possible, because we have limited space for you to register. Thank you so much for being part of the program today. It's been insightful, fun, entertaining, revealing. I want to appreciate you for being part of the program. Coming up next now is Area Matter. Keep it here. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers, and studio equipment.